What's up? What it do, cyber world? It's your girl Ash Brown, and this is the Ash Brown Uncensored Show. I talk a little bit about every and or anything on this program. It could be any number of things. Could have been something that happened. Could have been something that I read about. Could have been something that I witnessed. Could be any number of things. So, in this week's episode, I've come to the conclusion, and I'm confident in saying, I don't want to help you raise your kids. I seem to encounter a lot of men that have children, and not just have children, they've got badass kids, y'all. These kids are bad. They, it's just insane. And I think, I'm fairly open with my background and my upbringing and everything like that. And so when guys hear this, they're like, oh, she can tame my kids. She can make them act good. She can make them do right. I can't. That's something that's got to start at home from the way beginning. Way beginning. Because Donna Teresa, I believe she trained us in the womb. She was talking to us. She was absolutely talking to us about everything that we bet not do and everything that she expects of us and how she loved on us so much. My mother was strict, but she was always fair. Always, always fair. Some people are like, oh my gosh, she got you on such a tight leash. Yeah, but she always held up. If she made a deal with us or bargained with us on anything, she always held up her end of the bargain. And that always gained our respect. But back to these men with these badass kids that want me to help raise them. This is years and years ago. I was dating this guy and he had 4 kids under the age of 18. He was a single dad. He had a job in law enforcement and he would just kind of subtly tell me about how one of the kids beat up his teacher and another one ended up in a juvenile delinquency, juvenile, what do you call them? I don't even know what you call them, like kids jail. They ended up in one of those youth places that you put kids because you can't put them in regular jail, so you put them in with other little delinquents. And she got sent there because I think the principal or something told her to take off her wig or her weave or something, and she punched the principal. So he's sharing all this stuff with me about these kids, and I am slowly backing away from the situation because one of them stole his car one time. There's always something going on with these kids. And the more that he talked about them and then talked about when he was going to introduce me to them and all this, I was like, oh, I've got a teeth cleaning that day. You know what? This just pop up. It seems like it's more often than just the 6 months. So we'll I'll figure out a way of, absolutely meeting your badass kids that do not respect authority. They ain't got no reason to respect me. None. Zero, zip, zilch. They have no reason. So I never met the kids, thank God. I never got to meet the kids because I just kept putting it off, and then his schedule was crazy, and then he determined that he was just going to be just a foul person. So it worked out in the end. It all worked out in the end. So I'm thankful for that. But people with kids, it's just, they have these little monsters that they create. You have people out there that are raising their kids, single parents or whatever, and then guys, especially when men have children, when they have young children, and namely girls, you cannot raise little girls as if you were raising little boys. It's not fair, it's not right, but it's a fact. You can't. I know one person who lets his daughters take bird baths rather than taking an actual shower, letting the water hit their skin and soaping up every day. So you can't do that. Especially, let's talk about the polka dot elephant in the room. They're going to hit puberty at some point. They're going to hit puberty at some point. And cleanliness, I was brought up, was as close to godliness as it possibly could be. Possibly could be. So when stuff like that is happening and they're showering every blue moon, that's a problem. they don't have deodorant, they don't use deodorant on a regular basis, that's an issue. That's a big, big issue. So when I encounter guys that have issues like this, or they've got multiple kids and they're not balancing this dadhood thing as well as they could, and given that a lot of them, you know what, it's a tough job. I am not discrediting them trying, because there are a lot of guys out there that don't even try. They just don't. They just give up. It's like, whatever. So I get it. I understand. But at the same token, if a woman was to step into your life at that point in life where y'all are not taking out the trash, there's pizza boxes from last month sitting around on the floor, you got animals roaming your house, you got dogs and cats, and y'all aren't vacuuming on a regular basis, you're not going to clean off the counters after you done sat there and made a mess on the counter. No woman wants to step into that situation and be just like a living maid. No one wants to do that. No. I don't care. I don't care how cute you are, how cute you think you are. No woman wants to deal with that for the rest of her life. No. And I've just encountered men lately that are just really, just not good people. I don't know how else to put it. They're not good people at all. And they want you to step into their life and make a miracle occur. Make these kids act right. Make them not talk back. Make them wash their behinds every damn night. I am not equipped like that. I'm not. I had a big hand in helping raise my brother and sister. Proud of them. I'm proud of that. I'm grateful for it. But also, I'm nearly 40 years old. I am not trying to have a baby. And I'm not trying to raise any babies. Anybody that needs to be changed, needs pull-ups changed, I've done all that. I did that when I was a kid. I'm not doing it in my adulthood. I'm not doing that again. So unless these kids are college bound and about to leave the house for good, I'm not cleaning up after nobody. But I know that about myself, and I'm thankful to be able to say that. And shout out to my girl, Anita. I was talking with her the other day. She's an Army vet, over 30 years in the service. And she asked me, she was like, Ashley, you ever see yourself getting married? And I said, I don't think so. I don't think that. Marriage is something that is so sacred and so huge for me that I've not seen a lot of great examples of marriage. And I never saw myself getting married. And she was like, okay, cool, that's cool. And, all right, that's how you want to live. Okay, cool. Because I've had so many people condemn me because I've said, oh, I don't think I want to get married. I definitely don't want kids. Oh, my gosh. You should never say, how could you say that? How could you say that you don't want kids? You don't want to be married? Because I don't. That's how I can say it. Because I don't want that. That's not the life that I want. And shame on you for saying that. Shame on you for saying that to me. This is my life. I'm making my rules my way. And if that's the route that I want to take with it, yeah. Could I see myself with a guy in a long-term committed situation? Absolutely. Marriage is another, guys, that I'm not really sold on. It would have to make sense. And unless you're like a billionaire, so we might can work out some details. We can work out some details. I'm joking. Don't take that serious. But guys with kids, I'm not here to raise your kid. I'm not here to discipline your child. They have no reason to believe me. They have no reason to listen to me. And I'm just staying on the guise of, you know what? I'm going to do what's best for me. Point blank, period. And at the end of it, everybody has to make their own choices. You got to be happy on what your choice is, whatever that may be. And this is my particular choice. And for people that say, oh, well, you're going to scare men away. You're going to shoo them to the side. They're not going to want to be with you. Well, you know what? I'm going to turn away the wrong ones. The ones that need to keep looking for Miss Wonderful, that wants to take on that burden of a life. Because it is a burden. For you to expect a woman to step in and make your life so much better and so much easier and so much whatever, shame on you. Shame on you. So, that's my little Sunday blurb. I hope that everybody has a good and safe Thanksgiving this week. I am enjoying Thanksgiving by my doggone self. I am making up my own little vegan food. I got some food going, you know what I'm saying? I got some food going. So I'm excited about a lot of the stuff that I've got going on this Thanksgiving and into 2022. There's a lot of changes, a lot of big things coming for me, and I couldn't be any more thankful. I couldn't be any more grateful. And the fact that you guys download my shows, the Ash Said It show, this show, Ash Brown Uncensored, where I can just kind of let loose and talk about some things, just air some things out. But I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being on this journey with me. I can't even believe that this whole enterprise started from me just venting about my pain. Like, I never in a million years would have thought it. And thank you for being there with me. I love y'all. Happy Sunday and have a good week. Deuces.